made it to India. It's actually very peaceful. We flew into a smaller airport, Varanasi, and it's actually not nearly as bad as what you hear about. Oh my gosh, guys, there's cows. There are cows by the airport. Come on, that's amazing. Varanasi is quite nice to fly into. I'm just amazed that we're still at the airport. There's people biking around. What do you think of India so far, guys? Welcome to India, guys.
Keep there, keep there.
Pretty wild place, huh, guys? George and Wilson, wait! So it's about 4:30 in the morning. I'm the only tourist I've seen, and it's pretty overwhelming to be here right now. I guess I'm a little scared because I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm breaking all sorts of taboos all the time, but I'm also just absolutely astonished by this city, and I feel like I really knew nothing about Hinduism until I came here. I mean, I've read lots of books, I teach about it, but just being here for even 5 minutes, I'm not sure what to say about it. It's both reminds you of how short life is, because there's the cremation ghats, so you're actually seeing people being carried down by their families to be cremated, and it's also, a constant reminder of the tremendous inequalities of the world, and just how much some people suffer because of poverty. Certainly poverty is all around you here, and I don't know, it's a lot to take in. Varanasi. For the devoted, it is simply known as Kashi, the city of light. The city is said to sit on top of Shiva's trident, the still center which anchors the perpetual movement of time and space, without participating in the ever-turning world of samsara, the never-ending cycles of life, death, and rebirth. People come here to achieve moksha, liberation from those cycles. The entire city is built on sacred geometry. It is thought to be the center of the earth and symbolically represents the entire world and its architecture, forming a living and breathing mandala. Our hotel is right by the central temple, the center of the mandala. But I can't show that to you. Visions of the temple and what's inside are reserved for the most devoted, many of whom have traveled hundreds or thousands of miles at great expense, often waiting a lifetime just to get a glimpse inside the temple. Here they do not say, "I'm going to the temple to worship." They say, "I'm going for darshana," I'm going to see and be seen by God. Varanasi is as old as Jerusalem and Athens. As the Reverend M.A. Sharing has noted, when Jews were in exile in Babylon, when Persia attacked Athens, Varanasi had already risen to greatness, if not glory. The Buddha delivered his first sermon in Deer Park just a few miles from here, over 2,500 years ago, and it is still moved by the same ethos that moved it back then. As Diana X says, imagine Athens still alive with the same intellectual, cultural, and ritual traditions of classical Greece. That is Varanasi. This tradition is anchored in the Upanishads, sacred text written about 2,700 years ago with a simple but powerful transformational message. Thou art that. You're it, as Alan Watts likes to say, and the it that you are is the big everything. You are the universe. But this truth is not just to be known or believed, it has to be experienced. This is one of four main types of yoga, known as Jnana Yoga, the way of Jnana, or wisdom. There are many wisdom traditions here, promising liberation. Sannyasins give up everything, their jobs, wealth, families, even their names, and come to Varanasi to quiet the mind and reduce the ego so they can become nobody, which is to be one with everybody and everything. With no jobs, they live off of the generosity of the people. We just said, me Baba, I'm holy man, take a picture with me. So I did. And then he just started thank you and holding his hands out. And just basically chanting like Om Navesha, thank you, Om Navesha, thank you, as I dug in my pockets and gave him money. No, thank you. Yes, I'm in Kansas. You know Kansas?
Swastina Indra Pradavaha Swastinaha Purkha Vishwavedaha Swastina Staricho Arishtademi Dastino Priyas Distiva Sandal. Smell it.
It's nice.
No sandal. This no sandal. No smell it. No sandal. This is the original sandal, Ragulji wala.
Yeah.
Swastina Indra Pradavaha Swastinaha Purkha Vishwavedaha Swastina Staricho Arishtademi Dastino Priyas. This full guarantee 24 hours. This your hand, right hand.
Right hand. Namaste.
Your name?
Mike.
Father. Money. You from Brahman? Food money.
Money.
Yeah. Age you like something?
I have no money left. That was all my money.
Age you like something? Brahman food
Yeah.
money.
I literally have zero money left.
What money? Money is done.
Later.
Okay.
I have to get to my family.
Remember.
Yeah. My family waits.
1 minute. 1 minute. Don't worry.
No. My family waits for me.
1
so-
minute.
No. Okay. I'm not sure if I look like a holy man, a blessed man, or a sucker. What happened to Dad?
Why do you hate your face?
I don't know. Somebody did it to me. My face.
Hey, Dad.
Are there really monkeys right out here?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, now we have to stay here. This is the best. This place is pretty incredible. What do you guys think?
Hot.
Hot? What do you think, George?
Hot. Hot.
You like the monkeys and the goats and the cows?
And don't forget the dogs.
Don't forget the dogs, yep.
And birds.
What do you think, Wilson?
Tired.
Tired.
Don't get.
You guys are gonna get hungry. Let's go. Hello, Mr. Cow. How are you, Mr. Cow?
Hello.
Not Mr. Cow.
Mrs. Cow. I'm sure you're not gonna barf. When they have this many windows.
You like this?
And yeah, tuk-tuk like that.
Wilson, you like this ride?
Like it tuk-tuk. This is so
On the plane to Jaipur, I watched a cartoon version of the Mahabharata. It describes an epic war between cousins fighting for the throne. The most famous scene has our hero Arjuna struggling with doubt at the beginning of the Great War. At this point, his apparently lowly charioteer tells him to fight. He starts laying out the foundation of all existence, and Arjuna starts to realize this is no ordinary charioteer. He is none other than Krishna himself, an incarnation of Vishnu, a god, a manifestation of all gods, and the supreme reality of all existence. This section of the Mahabharata is known as the Bhagavad Gita, India's most famous sacred text. Krishna compels Arjuna to fulfill his duty as a warrior and uphold the Dharma, the sacred balance of the universe, by acting selflessly. Krishna reveals this as another form of yoga, karma yoga. He says not everyone has the time or the inclination to renounce everything and focus on wisdom. Karma simply means action. Karma yoga is the way of action. But in the Hindu worldview, all action has a consequence. Your good and bad deeds create consequences that can echo through many lifetimes in the cycles of samsara. This process is automatic. There is no god or judge required to enforce karma. It is just the way the universe works. It can seem harsh, but viewed within a Hindu worldview that sees the ultimate reality as a form of radiant being, consciousness, and bliss, it's not so much that you get what you deserve, it's that you get what you need to move you ever closer to liberation and enlightenment. Karma yoga is the art of selfless doing, sometimes called pure doing. When you dance with your ego, you focus on the outcome rather than the dance. You dance with your eyes on the crowd, fearing ridicule, craving admiration. When you do a pure dance, you get the joy of the dance itself. All right, Henry, let's see your dance. After settling into our hotel, we set out to find our own charioteer to show us the city. It all started off with an ordinary tour, just going to see the big sights of Jaipur. It's so small. I thought it was so much bigger. This is so different than what you see on Instagram or anywhere else. Wilson, how amazing is that?
Where?
What?
Wilson, how much are you loving India right now?
Boring. I hate it. It's cold.
This is going to be an awesome video of showing how much fun you guys had while we were here.
It's just cold.
Alright guys, let's get going. Other people want to take a picture.
It turns out the highlight of the trip was not the sights. It was our driver, Krishna.
Hey George, you want to ride on?
We were fast friends, and he was sure that we had been friends for many lifetimes.
How should be born again,
Yeah,
again and again,
yeah.
according to my karma. We believe in Hindu like this.
He said we had done this many times before, and sometimes I was the driver.
Before airport,
Yeah.
this is big Shiva temple in Jaipur.
Oh. I'm very interested in Shiva.
I am a devotee of Shiva.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
nice.
devotee of Shiva.
Yeah.
I come every morning this Shiva
Yeah.
temple.
So finally, for the first time ever, I got to enter a Hindu temple. And it was every bit as overwhelming as you might imagine. Here they're pouring holy water over the lingam. It's basically the equivalent of a Christian cross for people who worship Shiva. It is a representation of the god Shiva, representing his tremendous generative creative power. Any objects that get in the water, the flowers and the water, become holy themselves. So people will collect these after the service and take them with them so they can bless their vehicles, bless their stores, or bless their houses. After worshiping Shiva, he goes around and visits the other gods, spread throughout the temple. Like with so many things in India, I just can't quite get it without turning down the volume and slowing things down. It helps me see what's really going on. This is Bhakti Yoga, approaching God through devotion and love. The goal in Bhakti Yoga is not to merge with God, but to simply love God absolutely and purely. Pure and true love is to love without any expectation of benefit, without any expectation of returned love, without any need for affirmation. It is deep, passionate, and embodied, even erotic sometimes. It encompasses all forms and varieties of love, and in fact, people try to think about all the different types of love and give that love to God. The love you have for your children. The love you have for your parents. The love you have for a lover. The love you have for your friends. The love you have for the world. All of these forms of love are to be channeled to the divine. And the gift you get back is the joy of being in love. Where do you get these in there? Do you get them from the...
From where I put the water?
Yeah.
From there, from the blessings.
Yeah.
God is protecting us all the time.
Hi everybody.
Hi.
We are on a spiritual road trip of sorts here with Krishna, my good friend I met yesterday, good karma that we met, and now we're headed to his home village of Pushkar, and he's going to show me an amazing town, 500 temples around a lake. Very excited.
Mosque.
Oh, that's a...
Good luck.
Yeah.
I believe God is one, you know.
Yeah.
I don't care Muslim, Hindu, whatever, but we all are some.
Yeah.
We all come from one planet. Our body father is different, but soul father is different.
Yeah.
He's father of all the souls in this world. Blow horn.
Yeah. So they want you to blow a horn.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're here at the famous Pushkar Lake with my friend the cow. Checking me out. Good news, these cows are gorgeous. Can definitely see why vegetarianism is so big here. I honestly don't know if I'll ever eat meat again. Krishna promised us one more special place, off the tourist track, that he said nobody else knew about. He didn't disappoint. He said it was just the kind of spiritual place for a person like me.
Oh, is that a ledge? Stairs. No. This is awesome.
The kind of place where you can practice his favorite type of yoga, Raja Yoga.
Oh, monkey.
Where?
In there.
Raja means king, and it is in a sense the king of yogas. It involves an 8-step path toward enlightenment. The first 2 steps get your moral house in order. In the 3rd step, you take a posture that frees your mind from your body. The 4th step is mastering the breath, which changes the energy inside your body. The 5th step is to close the doors of perception, so you're alone with your mind. The 6th is to start to quiet the mind through concentration. In the 7th step, the object that you're concentrating on starts to merge with yourself, so you can no longer tell the difference between yourself and the other. The 8th and final step is samadhi itself, enlightenment. Samadhi, sam meaning with, adi meaning the Lord. You feel one with everything, with the entire universe. You have found your true self, the capital S self, that has always been one with the universe.
Oh! Oh! Yeah. Oh!
Oh!
Okay, so it's definitely different aerodynamics.
Look at that, Georgie. Is that cool?
Yeah.
He's helping you.
In Hinduism, there are many ways toward enlightenment, toward liberation, toward God.
Yes, yes, very good, very good. Very good, very good.
The 4 ways I outlined today are not really exclusive though. Most people practice all of them. They try to be a little bit more thoughtful and pursue wisdom. They try to see and feel God in their work. They celebrate God at the temple. And they try to quiet their mind and experience God in meditation.